It was. The difference between good and great at quarterback is you don't really have any answers for great, a Brady or a Mahomes. You just put in great effort and you hope. For good quarterbacks like Brock Purdy, you have an answer. It's called Spags. It's called blitzing on big third downs. And it worked time and time again. As great as the 49ers defense was, and Bosa and Warner and Armstead brought it yesterday, they were dominant. They had no answer for Mahomes late. His final 4 drives, touchdown, field goal, touchdown. Ball game, champions again. And on 3rd and 4th down, Mahomes, it's hard to describe. It's better than you could hope. Blitz him, he'll burn you. Man-to-man, he'll scramble. Zone, try it. On the last 2 drives, every time Mahomes had the ball, he converted. In the 4th quarter and overtime, you ever notice with Mahomes, the first 3 quarters, it's all data feeding into his brain. And then in the 4th and overtime, he uses all that information to beat you. Time and time again. More pressure, more efficiency. More intensity, bigger plays. In overtime, he was 8 for 8 and 27 yards rushing. Mahomes had 69 of the 75 yards on the game-winning drive. And again, Fred Warner was unbelievable. Nick Bosa was dominant. Chase Young, Armstead, sack. Steve Wilks, I thought, by and large, dialed it up. I have never watched a Super Bowl and been sadder for a losing team. Yes, I had Kansas City, but Christian McCaffrey was great. I thought Shanahan was clever. Bosa was unblockable. Steve Wilks, I was concerned. He delivered. San Francisco outplayed Kansas City for large chunks of this game. That's undeniable. But I said it 2 to 3 weeks ago. I've never seen anything like Mahomes, and I watched the NFL in the early 70s. Brains, composure, accuracy, athletic ability, coach ability. It's insane. Then you add to me the best offensive coach since Bill Walsh and maybe the best tight end. Everything else, you just figure out. What's really discouraging for the rest of the NFL, this was the year to beat them. The receiving core, whatever it is, was young and inconsistent. Travis Kelce looked old. The offensive tackles weren't great. Oh, wait, my bad. Last year was the year you were going to beat Kansas City because they had all those rookies on defense. And yet Mahomes goes 2 for 2 with 2 Super Bowls. And for large chunks of the game, Jalen Hurts was brilliant and outplayed him. And Brock Purdy was composed, and the Niners' defense was relentless. And with young rookies last year and tackles that were so-so running for his life, Mahomes did it again. He overcomes both and goes 2 for 2. It really is remarkable. I grew up seeing Bradshaw, and then it was guys like Marino and Elway and Montana and Young and Brady and Manning, and it didn't look like this. He beats Buffalo in Buffalo. He beats Baltimore in Baltimore. He wins in minus 27 degrees at home. And he beat a San Francisco team that really played great football. And I go back to what I said at the very beginning. When you play greats, you have effort and hope. And you just hope maybe this time they're not as great. And Mahomes always is. Here's the game winner. Here's the game-winning touchdown.
First down and goal to go. Play action fake. Right side throw. Touchdown! Kansas City! McCole Hardman with the catch. Kansas City wins the game. 25-22. And the Chiefs Kingdom has started its own history class.
It's so exciting, man. I'm so proud of the team, so proud of the guys, and to battle to the very end. I mean, that was the microcosm of our season. I said it, and everybody came together and we were able to get the win. Battling through the adversity that we battled through this year, and Guys staying with the process, keeping believing. You never know how it's going to happen, and to be able to go play three great teams, to get to this game and play another great team and win all those games, it was a true road in the playoffs, and we were able to come through and be Super Bowl champs.
Mahomes, Reed, Kelsey, all you can do is hope, and that's not good enough. So let's talk Brock Purdy, who I have said, and I view it as a compliment for the kid, he's good. Special wins these games. Ask yourself yesterday, who was really great for San Francisco? Bosa, Christian McCaffrey. I thought Fred Warner. They were great. Brock Purdy was good. I know you want him to be a star, but again, he's a kid and the last guy picked. On third down, the Super Bowl winning down, he was 3 for 12. Against the blitz, he was bad, a 77 passer rating, and completed less than 50%. He couldn't get the ball to Debo or George Kittle or Brandon Ayuk. He was able to get the ball to the person he handed it off to. He had a chance to win this game. It was 3rd and 5, 16 all. He makes that first down. They bleed the clock, and they're probably Super Bowl champions. Mahomes made that play over and over. Purdy had a shot, and it didn't work. They gave the ball to Mahomes with 2 timeouts and about $1.50 left. It was over. Purdy deserves credit for being composed in the first half. I was impressed. But despite dominating the first half, the only touchdown pass thrown by San Francisco was by a wide receiver. Purdy is good, but good didn't beat Mahomes yesterday. Good was blown out by Lamar Jackson earlier this year. Good was blown out by Joe Burrow this year. Those, along with Josh Allen, are the best quarterbacks in football, and he's not beating them. Ask yourself this. San Francisco lost momentum in the third quarter. No Niner fan would deny that. Ask yourself, why? What happened? Because they stopped giving it to Christian McCaffrey, the soul of the team. He had 2 carries. And inexplicably, they let Brock Purdy run the offense 11 dropbacks. And suddenly, against the relentless Steve Spagnuolo blitzing defense, they gave Kansas City the momentum. Special wins Super Bowls. That's why Brady and Mahomes have trophy rooms. Let's be honest. If Mahomes had this skill group, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk have bigger afternoons, and it's probably a rout. Brock Purdy was good. But against Mahomes and Burrow and Lamar, that's not it. That's not getting the Lombardi. Good kid, could get better. I think we're close to the ceiling. But it was Mahomes late that kept converting time and time again without close to the level of skill people. Here's Brock after.
It was just tough. I feel like first and second down was tough. I feel like it was like 3rd and long. I have to be better on first and second down, taking what they have given me, and I feel like they were just sticky across the board when they played man coverage and stuff. So that was another challenge.
I felt in the first half you could have given the MVP to Nick Bosa. I thought he was that disruptive. Didn't even have a sack. He was that disruptive. They couldn't block him. I thought in the second half, Mahomes was clearly the MVP late. But the third quarter, the MVP was the Chiefs defensive coordinator, who we had said before the game is as good as anybody that's ever done it. Didn't get an interview for a head coaching job, may never get another one, but it felt like the game went in stages. Bosa dominant early, a coordinator dominant in the third, and then predictably Mahomes in the fourth and overtime takes over. And that's what Super Bowls look like for Kansas City. Collaborative, Hunt family, Brett Veach, Andy Reid, Mahomes, Kelsey, Chris Jones, young players getting better, draft and develop at the top level. I felt terrible for San Francisco. Not for Purdy. He's a kid, probably gets back there, certainly an easier route in the NFC than the AFC. But let's not pretend that Purdy was great on third down or could handle the blitz or was able to sprinkle the ball to his star players. He couldn't. He couldn't get it to Debo. Kittle disappeared. Ayuk, nothing. That was the difference. Good story, good quarterback, great wins this game.